The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Global Market Pulse with your host, John Logan. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, John Logan.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. And thanks for joining us this morning. You know, I want to pull up something immediately that is close to my heart. GoPro. And the reason it's close to my heart is because I've been looking at, they've got earnings this afternoon, sometime after the close. And the reason I'm pulling it up is because I've been looking at drones lately to purchase and take back to Asia. I was going to buy a couple and take them back there for a number of reasons. But, you know, these drones now, I mean, GoPro's even getting into, and they've been getting into this, it's no mystery, that particular type of, angle of, software, the camera on the drone, the whole 9 yards. And, a lot of these drones, if you want to see a killer drone, go to DJI, the company DJI, it's based out of Hong Kong, actually. Their corporate headquarters are there, probably for tax reasons. I didn't see a lot of Asian people in the commercials, but if you go to DJI.com or DJIDrone.com, something like that, you'll see they've got a Phantom 3 and then they've got a Inspire. Just amazing what these, I mean, the applications are limitless for these things. And GoPro, again, is kind of got its foot in the door on that one because a lot of times their cameras are actually not as good as the refined, time-tested now GoPro cameras, which is very interesting to me. And it's just, from rescue efforts to real estate surveys to, just flat out coolness, you can get some unbelievable, some of these things, it's over 2 miles away from you where you can control them. I mean, from police applications, I know some cops over there will be more than happy to lease these. I mean, it's just amazing. Kind of stuttering thinking about it. But GPRO, let's take a look at this while we're just kind of blabbing here. And by the way, they said that some of those fires in California on the roads, if you hadn't heard this, some of the rescue efforts were hindered by drones. People with drones trying to get film of all this stuff. So here's GoPro. We got earnings this afternoon, and obviously we're kind of on highs here. Let me just adjust something here. All right, so we're seeing my charts, right? Just making sure. Had a little glitch there. Here's the build up before the earnings. There's nothing to really hang on to here. So again, what do? You probably more than likely wait for the earnings. Here's the long-term weekly. We've gotten right into that inflection point, but I think this thing's going to be so volatile, you can't really count on that. I mean, this thing could blow north. It could, obviously tank down to 46.39. So the inflection points you've got to pay attention to right now on any types of, good news, and then we maybe reverse back below 61.19. That's the upper limit up there. And the bottom limit is 46.39 on the long term. So those are the kind of the battle points, if you will, on the, GoPro. Here's the daily inflection points, 55.14. I'm just throwing these numbers out there because, if you're looking to do some ricochet short-term trading after the close or even tomorrow, these are areas you probably want to wait until the market comes to you to try to pick some battles on. And that 55.14 on the top of the daily box coincides with that 55.90 on the 240. So if we start migrating down below there, especially on good news, you might have some short opportunities. I was very impressed with what I've been doing research on for these drones and the cameras involved with these drones. Now you can pick one up. I think the Phantom 3 You can pick one up for $1,200. It'll go over a mile away from you. You can hit a home button, bring it back to you. I'm sure David White's talked about this. He's so up to speed on technology. You might have heard this spiel before. But the thing flies over 20 minutes at a time. And then you can drop another battery in, and just amazing stuff. All right, so let's get into some of the usual suspects. And what we want to do here is, first of all, get into gold, because a lot of rhetoric out there about this thing. Here's the August contract. Yesterday we talked about what was that, a $50 move Sunday night, and we finally got some inflection points here. Here's the 240. So the weekly and the daily are still sick, and we talked about not getting real happy about buying gold right now because we really haven't had any new profiles appear. We go into the scanner, and as we wait for that to come up, we will see that just from a sheer kind of glance standpoint. I'm gonna wait for this to come up, and that's the thing I love about this, is it just kind of cuts through it really, really quick. And I'm gonna pull up our futures grid here. So here's gold, and as you can see, nothing happening here. No new profiles attempting to appear below the 240s pre-market here. We're going to have some new information appearing on this on the scanner, but right now you got a new profile that's sitting here, and the inflection points are 1095.5 and 1116.2. All right, so what it's saying on the scanner is, we go back to gold, we're right in the middle of our 240 profiles. It's been in force. You would have seen a yellow peel back happening as that new demand area was appearing there, but right now, as we go to our real-time display charts, this is the level of the market in gold, and here's where we're at relative to all our time frames. So we're kind of pinching into our shorter-term 240 and 60. And what does that mean? I mean, that means on the charts, if you can kind of look at this, prices between our current profile in the so-called balanced area, and actually is squeezing into the so-called balance area here. And if you notice what's going on here, you don't have to see the profiles to notice that we're kind of crunching, higher lows, lower highs, going right into a point. The profiles are compressing on the 60-minute, and we're right in the middle of a balanced area on the 240s. I personally don't trade a lot of instruments off the 60-minute. It's a great barometer when we have things breaking out, showing the first sign of momentum. But the 240 levels, again, right now to pay attention to, 1116, and you guys watch this show, you know how powerful some of these inflection points are. 1116 above and 1095.5 below. So you've got a nice little range to play around with on that level. But on the 60-minute, you've got profiles compressing, and any breakouts outside of 1108 up top and 1101 down below probably are going to be the way to go for the momentum trade into those inflection points on the 240. Again, the long-term trend on gold is down still. There's no change in this. Here's the daily, the weekly, the daily. And the thing is as we kind of compress and consolidate in the fashion that we're doing so far on gold, that's more than likely, probabilities say that's more of a continuation pattern down. So it looks like we may revisit bare minimum 1095.5 from where we're at right now, and that's a nice little 10-point or $10 an ounce move. But that would be an inflection point to pay attention to. Okay. All right. So that's the situation on gold. We're going to go right into crude. These are, big kind of not historical moves, but these are moves to pay attention to. Here's the weekly on crude. This is the August contract. No new information there. don't need to talk about it. Long-term trend is down. Here's the confirmation. We got below this 51.50 yesterday. This is in the scanner. I'm going to pull up the scanner. Here is crude. Below profiles. Here's the level of the market. And again, we're just kind of consolidating in the lower time frame balanced areas. Again, no real reasons to think about nibbling on crude. We talked about that yesterday and the day before. So again, here we sit. Nothing changing on the dailies. Here's the 240s. You got a little bit of a balanced area down here, but the selling point now, in my opinion, has been lowered on the trail down, regulation of the trade down to 56. So that's unfair highs on the current 240, former unfair lows. That's a nice feature. So if you guys are wanting to, get into this on the short side still, a little bit of a rally, let it get up 50 cents a barrel. The uncle point on this particular move up is going to have to be above 51.50 based on your appetite for risk. That's when crude's going to say, you know what, maybe I want to be back in the fair auction on the daily at the bare minimum. So that's something to pay attention to. Just giving you some insight on the levels to pay attention to on crude oil. I don't have a lot of. I try to make this as simple as I can for you guys, and if I complicate it, I'll seemingly be more stupid for that fact alone. Here we go. I don't want to get into the S&Ps until after this break. I'm going to hit the euro really quick. There's really a little bit of a change going on here. Here's the weekly. There's that maximum resistance area, 109.48.49 on the weeklies, kind of close below, go back and retest on the long term. We talked about, waiting for, this is our daily. We talked about waiting for a new profile to appear. This is, as this yellow bar pops up, and I'm going to go back to our currencies here on the scanner. And if you set this to notify you of these things, I can go in here and I can go, hey, let me see when a new box is attempting to appear, show matching results. And actually, that's ahead of time here. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me reset. USD. Okay. Scanner may not. Okay, this is a little bit of a delay on the scanner on this product right now. I'm going to check on this with Michael. This should be showing a peel back on our daily, 5 bars daily on the downside. And let's see where we're at here. Yeah, this should pop up this might be a 60-second delay. I don't know how long that's been enforced, but we've got an orange bar attempting to appear. That's a little bit of a takeout move in itself, and I will check on that right now with one of our tech guys. But a little bit of a target situation there on the euro in the short term. We'll be right back, guys.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. John takes your phone calls. Now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. We were talking about the euro and just kind of the process here. We talked yesterday, in fact, about first line of defense is 109 to try to pick a battle on a shorter term resistance area. There's the price of the euro. It's a 240-minute chart. And then you've got that big 109.50 neighborhood. That's going to be the back up the truck short area, in my opinion, with stops above. But here we go. I mean, here's the 60s. I mean, if this thing never gets to, we got very close to that neighborhood up there, but again, I mean, you have to figure out how are you trading this thing on what, time frame that you're comfortable with. If you're stingy and sit in front of the screens all day and, that's a shorter term view on things more than likely. These types of moves in the direction against the long-term trend, these are situations that you may stop yourself out on. But again, I think the long-term view on this is for me in my style of trading, is stops above 109.50. And that's just literally at the inflection point. I would give that a lot more noise based on your appetite for risk. But this is based on this particular scenario right here. And I just don't feel that there's a lot of good things. The Greek thing, that was kind of a hooray cheerleading type thing, but now it's back to normal. So Australian dollar, we haven't talked about this in a while. We talked about, again, the last phase of this on the short side was getting below 76, and there's that 76 area from before. Still not a lot of reasons to try to buy this thing on sale. I mean, the Australian dollar, these folks have a lot of problems. Their claim to fame is digging a hole and putting a 10,000 person mining town in force in the middle of nowhere. And when the price of some of these commodities continue to get killed, and China's starting to, who can trust their numbers? I don't know, but the Australians seemingly trust them because their currency continues to go down based on whatever comes out of their bears. So 74.089 is the next lid down on the intermediate. That's the resistance level. As you can see, that's kind of what's been happening here. No indications to take this short off on the long term or the intermediate term. Here's the long term. Again, let the profiles stop you out. Here's the short term, this 240, just staying within the balanced area. So, 74.08, 74.10, that's going to be a big resistance area. So just pay attention to those levels. If we get above there, we're going to have to start thinking about re-entering the trade later. Stops based on your appetite for risk, without question. And my favorite trade, if you guys continue to watch this show, this is the Japanese yen. And here we're at. Dollars significantly helping this situation. No reason to take this off. Looking a little heavy up here. Got a new 240 up here, profile appearing. Again, support short term is going to be around 124.20 down into 124.10 on this product now. I'm a buyer down there on the short term. The long term, I'm just, really waiting until we have a new profile attempting to appear on the yen, and that's just not happening for a new supply area on the intermediate. So again, long and strong with the Japanese yen. I think this thing's got the capability of going above 130 bare minimum. That country, I'm in Asia. There's not a lot of good things going on for the Japanese right now. As far as, you've also got government intervention involved. A lot of long-term issues that they're going to have to deal with and continue to deal with. Here's the dollar. So let's hit this before we get into some earnings situations. A little bit of an issue here. New profile attempting to appear around 98. At the end of the day, if that continues to stay orange, we will have some new inflection points to pay attention to. And here's the 240. We start breaking down below 240 profiles for the first time. That's going to be a little bit of a sign right now. Again, that's support. We talked about, buying the bottom of our profiles. And when you look at this, it kind of regulates the trade up when these moves start happening. 95.30, that general area on the weekly, we retested. We got back above and retested. There's the 95.30 area. Again, support. Now you've got short-term support around what I said. Targets initially on the dollar, probably 99.50. We'll be right back, guys.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
If you're looking for a great opportunity to diversify your financial portfolio, consider the Principal Protected Market Safe CD from Everbank. They've just released the second running of their 5-year Market Safe Power Metal CD, which combines the power of gold, silver, and copper. You get exposure to 3 valuable metals in one index CD and have the potential to earn up to 45% capped upside payment at maturity if the metals increase in value across annual pricing dates.
And should they decrease, no worries. There's zero risk to your deposited principal here, as you still get 100% of it back. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on the CD. Intrigued yet? The August 17th funding deadline is quickly approaching. So hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN-CD for more information, including important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN-CD. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Al's going to kill me. I was trying to adjust the backlight settings on my camera. I'm sure he's wondering what the heck's going on. Guys, thanks for coming back. Going to get right into the S&Ps. We're going to get into some earnings stocks here, either coming out this morning, already out, or this afternoon. But we first, again, want to get what the tide of the marketplace is doing. And because of our breadth situation, this is the S&Ps. We're looking at it up here. Here's our weekly breadth chart. I'm going to blow this up. I'm going to take out the middle ground. Don't have a lot of conviction on the long side. We've been talking about that for a while. I've got stopped out of about 2 S&P trades on some inflection points, namely 2091, 2092 rounded off. And I'm going to show you those on the charts here. Oh, excuse me. There's that 2091, 90, 2092 rounded off. And then basically we had 2104 sitting above that. So those 2 stop outs based on breadth, long-term staying negative. I mean, again, we're, flirting here with just making another breakout move on the S&Ps. But, the amount of stocks that are just happy about this don't seem to be in concert with what's going on in the index. So we've got a 2122 now, top of the profile on our dailies. If we rattle around here, you can obviously pick some battles around this inflection point. It's a market kind of came to you again, but I'm not super excited about buying stocks because of this situation. Here's the weekly, again, blowing this up after referencing that. I'm going to take out the middle ground. And these changes based on daily closes, the weeklies actually just kind of re-register. But you've got the numbers here that are in the odometer that are spot on. Just, again, not the rosiest situation. Here's the daily. And we haven't updated We got the numbers, the speedometers right, but the numbers haven't updated on the chart here yet. But this is, again, not the, clearest picture in the world, and starting to look a little heavy based on that alone. And again, I'd like to see some more conviction on breaking down, at least on the 240s. This is our 240 chart. And remember, going into the scanner, we kind of always let the 240s regulate the long-term trade up or down. If I go back into the scanner and I look at the 240s, we're negative as of yesterday's close on the breadth on the short term. But I'd like to see, going back to our futures section, and here's our S&Ps right here, it's notifying us that we're at the top of a box. If you set filters, add the futures and stocks and the Bovespa, whatever you want to add into the mix, go to your dashboard. Let me go there. I can go in here and add just, a zillion instruments to this grid and do filters on it. But the fact of the matter is, when I go into my, futures, and I haven't set up a custom list here, it's letting me know I'm at the top of a profile. And it's also letting me know I'm pretty balanced on the short-term states right now. So if I could start seeing some red here on the shorter term, I'd feel much better about trying to pick a battle. And that means that our 240s would get below 2118.5. All right. And I'd love to see that weekly breath and the daily breath roll over to negative. And then I think you've got possibly a contra trade type situation that you could, get into some shorts on the index. And I've been talking about shorts and trying to find areas that are ripe on the short side for the last, I guess, 4 or 5 months, and that's worked out. I mean, believe it or not, we're on all-time highs, but the concert of the internals haven't been the rosiest situation. So we picked up some points, even as the market has drifted, back into these all-time highs. The earnings that are coming out are going to, kind of be a relief valve if, there's no big surprises. Obviously, you guys know this, so that may kind of be a little bit of a pressure release type move up, so be aware of that. But again, you want to get some confirmations, and that's what we're looking for confirmations to start playing that game on the short side. All right, so let's take a look at some individual stocks here. And I want to pull up Harley Davidson. That's one that's come out already. Obviously, to a 2-point move up, but again, pre-market 57.29. Guess where the daily unfair lows are? 57.29. That's where the stock's trading right now. And here's the weekly situation, 58.31. So again, has not been a stock that's been performing with the market going up. And in my opinion, you've got a little bit of a short range that you can take advantage of. This is in the scanner. So that's the situation on HOG. I'm not a fan of buying stocks right now. So again, I'm looking for short opportunities and trying to find weak stocks. And this is earnings out this morning on Harley Davidson. Let's take a look at something else that is in the news this morning, UTX. So not good news. We've been talking about this as a stock that started showing its hand. We got the daily, this is our weekly, we got a weekly profile appearing above price action. I don't know if we've ever seen this not be true, to be honest with you. I mean, we get a weekly profile above price action. I know there's earnings, that's kind of a crapshoot, but that's a very bearish situation, just like it is reciprocally below price action, a bullish situation. But here's a 112.42 unfair lows on the weekly. Stock showed its hand early. This was in the scanner. Remember, we do scans like this to try to find out what's. Go to my dashboard here. Just pick. I think the S&Ps are default, and I want to find UTX. Oh, let's go to the bottom. UTX. I don't know my alphabet. That's scary. There's UTX. here's trading below profiles in the long term. Now we're going to probably more than likely see that getting down below. Let's see where we're at right now. Yeah, this e-signal doesn't register these things pre-market very well, but right now you've had this on the radar screen from the short side. And that's the story on UTX. Now, what do you do with it now? We're trading 105.01 pre-market, so it looks like now we're breaking down below daily profiles. I'll tell you what you don't do. You don't buy this thing on sale right now. This has been kind of the, got a little bit of a sympathy bounce recently, but it started to show its hand again as a short candidate. So stops above 108.62 on this if you're going to short it. I'm kind of a big fan of letting this thing open and rattle around a little bit before you make any decisions. These are kind of pre-market exaggerated moves. All right, let's take a look at CMG. Chipotle. Talked about this the other day. It broke in stride, getting above 641, 642. Earnings this afternoon on Chipotle. Here's the daily. Whew. I would not play around with this before the earnings. So let the earnings come out. The inflection points you've got to pay attention to on the ultra short term, 681.56 and 675.54. But on the 240s, a little bit more saner situation. If we get below 654.39, I think you could probably step on the gas on this on the short side. It's a stock that's obviously in an uptrend, but the collection area for longs have to be 654 into 663. So what does that mean? You've talked about shorts and you've talked about longs. It's had a good run up. Long-term trend has been broken. 641.96 is the ultimate support area on this stock. And again, I wouldn't play around with this until those earnings come out, and actually maybe even tomorrow morning's opening. So those are the inflection points to pay attention to on Chipotle. All right, let's take a look at Yahoo. This is this afternoon. Again, some headwinds for this stock. 38.02 maximum support on this. Breaking below there is going to be a little bit of a whoosh sound. And you've got the dailies regulating this trade down. So resistance right now, 39.78 on this stock. And again, 38.02 into 38.82. You've got to get below that area to really start feeling like we could have another leg down on Yahoo. Any type of good earnings announcements on this, again, I think you need to wait until after those come out. But breaking 39.78 up top and having a daily close above there is going to be first sign of damage on the technical side. But you still got a target up there around 42.78 to 43.78, if that's going to be the case, to play a trade on the long term against the long term trend down. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Again, this is this afternoon. We're going to take a look at Verizon after this. Here's the weekly. Again, the scanner will pick these out if you're trying to find stocks coming back into top support. 46.92 used to take an act of God to move this stock. It's been acting very well lately, especially with the move of the market up lately. 45.39, that's support on this stock. I'm not a big fan of buying instruments right now, as you can tell. I think the S&Ps or the internals are giving a little bit of a telltale sign. So that's the situation on Microsoft. Not a big fan of buying this. Sorry, my screen's threw up again here. I want to take a look at Verizon. This is pre-market here. News is out, 46.99. So again, Verizon, profile appearing above. I don't know how this thing picks us out like this every time, but profile appearing above price action, not a very good sign, relatively bearish. And right now, 47 pre-market. So just basically coming back down into support on this right now on the daily profiles is 46.76. That's where I'd orient stops if you're trying to buy this on a dip. Not a big fan of buying this on the dip because the long term is proven to be relatively bearish. So, what do you do with it now? I think you short below 46.76 on this particular stock. It's not a buy. It showed its hand lately. Not the darling of the long world. Blackhawk Network this afternoon. This is a relatively strong stock, and I have to tell you that. Support on this has got to be a collection area down into 41.30 if you're playing around with this after the earnings. Not a big fan of shorting HAWK. Let's drift away from stocks for 2 seconds here. Let's take a look at the 10-year. Holding up just incredibly well. Long term, had broken stride, retested 127.11 as resistance. Couldn't get through it. We talked about that. Support in my mind right now, 125.13, still in the 10-year. We caught a good bounce off of that before. It's just incredible that this thing is not selling off. That's a really, really cool sign to trade off of right there. Market drifting up, 10-year really not selling off whatsoever in the grand scheme of things. Let's take a look at silver. We haven't talked about this in a while. There haven't been a lot to talk about. Here's the weekly. This is September contract. We had that rattle around, go back and retest that 1585 area. So what do you do with silver now? Nothing to hang on to here. No reason to nibble on silver. Here's the 240s. Again, I think you can orient stops above 1491 on this and just let this thing continue to fall apart. Dollar may go higher. Commodities may go lower based on that alone. Let's take a look at the XLE. Ouch. I'm going to go into the scanner really quick. I'm going to go to our ETF section. And the XLE is just the seller. No matter how we rank this on any time frame in the heat map, it is the seller on every time frame. So again, breath's just off the charts bad on this. Let's go into the XLE for a second. And as we drill down into these components, there are some long plays. Obviously, Tesoro, Valero. Let's see, Phillips 66. We've been talking about that. PSX put a gun to my head, forced me to buy an oil stock. These are the ones on the board. Marathon, MPC. We're going to talk about these a little bit more when we come back from break, guys.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Larry Pesavento, a 40-year veteran trader. He uses pattern recognition, Gartleys, butterflies, ABCs, and Fibonacci in order to trade these markets. Trade what you see. Next on TFNN.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the show. Taking a look at Apple, obviously, big-time announcement this afternoon after the close. Earnings, notable earnings. 132.07. Again, just this is our daily, this is our weekly situation. Support on this long-term is now 130.17. Had a little bit of a chance, got a close below 2 weeks ago on our below our 120. What is this? 123.79. Traversed the entire fair auction. I was looking at that actually as a possibility of a short around that unfair high around 129.76. I actually got stopped out of that. So we're back above profiles, and remember earnings. If we kind of slide back down below 130.17, that's going to be a little bit of a lid. But again, right now, the stock's trading above profiles in the long term. We've got to take that for what it's worth, and that's the support area, 130.17. If you go into the scanner and you go into Apple, there's the 130.17 as you mouse over. Again, just giving you what the heads up is on Apple, and man, just looking wicked again on the long side. November beans, here's the weekly profile appearing below. That's actually relatively bullish now. Big time support around 983 on beans. That's where we more than likely come down to at some point. Here's a little bit of a lid, getting kind of below profiles on our daily. Resistance now 10.05 a bushel down into 983. We could bounce around in that area for a little while. Had the big weather related situation on this. something we don't talk about too much, but I've been a big fan of this on the long side, and I don't see any end in sight, believe it or not. Here's the Canadian dollar relative to the U.S. dollar. Man, 130. Good Lord. Caught that support at 122.65. What do you do with it now? You do not short it. It's not too high. Okay? So I never thought I'd see it. This is quite incredible. But how do you trade this now? Again, here's the 240 situation regulating it up. The short-term support on it is, believe it or not, 129.63. Keep turning the rents the same way. Stops can be oriented below there. Things on their highs go higher, folks. Things on their lows go lower. This is a great, great example. I didn't see this going this high. This is one that's out this morning, Wolverine Worldwide, $27 stock. Here's the situation. Was relatively bearish, was on the radar screen. Scanner had it 29.21, below profiles here. Now we're trading 27.51. We have eclipsed daily unfair lows here. New resistance now, 28.36, stops above there. Things on their lows go lower. Things on their highs go higher. We're going to take a look at Facebook here really quick before we close the show. Yeah, if you guys, please point out something in the den all the time. I'm not always right. I hope I'm not always wrong. But yeah, if I make a mistake, a misstatement, just let it fly. And John from Philadelphia has pointed out some things in the den that may be of value there on some of the things I was talking about. Here we go, Facebook. Do not short it. It's not too high. That's where we're closing the show, guys. Stay tuned for Larry Pesavento. He's next. And I'll be back again tomorrow.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.